he acted his butt off in that movie. Paul Rudd, I thought, acted his butt off in the movie, but it's so different from the other Ant-Man movies. There's some good jokes, but they don't really hold up anymore. And then it had no bearing really on anything else that happened in the MCU. So RL said, I thought Thor 4 was trash. Yeah, it just, yeah. Clue said, Doctor Strange next to Eternals. Yes. Doctor Strange, if it weren't for Eternals, Doctor Strange would have been the worst Marvel movie for me. For sure. I literally went and saw that movie a second time and walked out of the theater. For some reason, I thought it was going to be better. I was like, maybe I was a little biased. Nope. That movie, huge letdown. So the Marvels. Let's ask this question. Is the Marvels better than Black Panther Wakanda Forever? No. RL says the only reason the Marvels only had one good scene, it's the post-credit scene. Let me throw another thing at you. The Marvels is being ranked higher because the Marvels has a great claim to fame. I think the Marvels, believe it or not, has the funniest scene in an MCU movie. And that's saying a lot. Thinking of Guardians of the Galaxy, the scene where they are trying to get everyone, the cats, off the ship. Yeah, Christy said the same thing, the cats. That scene alone is worth watching that movie. Then we're going to add on there that we got Beast. I think we got Beast at the end, and the cat scene, that was enough for me. I thought it was funny. That movie was funny, sometimes in the wrong ways. But that cat scene is better than anything that happened in Ant-Man, Thor, Doctor Strange, or the Eternals. And then Black Widow. So, an interesting list. Let's jump over here. Here is Select Screen's Marvel Studio ranking. I think this is going to be so much fun. And you know what, guys?
The cream of the crop.
It's going to be the cream of the crop. And if you don't like my list, guess what?
It doesn't matter what you think.
That's just the bottom line, you know? No, but seriously, let's talk about this first list. Whew, he's got some movies up there that are a wee bit too high for me. Doctor Strange, let's see. Christy Logan Photography says Doctor Strange is already get something. I thought Ant-Man was going to die. We're just calling Ant-Man 3. Is that cool? Jonathan Majors, controversy aside, he acted his butt off in that movie. Paul Rudd, I thought, acted his butt off in the movie, but it's so different from the other Ant-Man movies. There's some good jokes, but they don't really hold up anymore. And then it had no bearing really on anything else that happened in the MCU. So RL said, I thought Thor 4 was trash. Yeah, it just, yeah. Clue said, Doctor Strange next to Eternals. Yes. Doctor Strange, if it weren't for Eternals, Doctor Strange would have been the worst Marvel movie for me. For sure. I literally went and saw that movie a second time and walked out of the theater. For some reason, I thought it was going to be better. I was like, maybe I was a little biased. Nope. That movie, huge letdown. So the Marvels.
Watch your profanity.
Let's ask this question. Is the Marvels better than Black Panther Wakanda Forever? No. RL says the only reason the Marvels only had one good scene, it's the post-credit scene. Let me throw another thing at you. The Marvels is being ranked higher because the Marvels has a great claim to fame. What's up, selectors? It's Select Screen. I got a dope stream for you guys today, man. A lot of work went in today's stream. Shout out to my man RL, who's been waiting for this stream for a long time. We're going to be reviewing Deadpool and Wolverine. We're calling this one bye critics, because Marvel's back like they never left, man. Marvel is back like they never left. We're going to do this a lot differently. First of all, I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. A lot differently than we normally do it. So shout out to my man RL. It's going to be a dope stream. I hope you guys have liked, shared, and subscribed. Big news before we get into any of this. My new song is out today. It's called Choose Your Destiny. I need you guys. Wait, what's it called? One more time. It's called
Choose Your Destiny.
It's called Choose Your Destiny, and it is out today on all streaming platforms. You should see it in the comments. Go listen to this, guys. Go share it. Hopefully it encourages you to
choose your destiny.
Because
Tonight,
no day is promised to us. So remember to
choose your destiny.
and listen to the song. Lots of stuff going on. I want to give another huge shout out. It's my wife's birthday today. So shout out to Miss Select Screen. Put a woo in the chat for Mrs. Select Screen, or you can put as customary on our channel.
It's my birthday.
Shout out to Miss Select Screen, Mrs. Select Screen, for that. Super excited to be married to such a wonderful woman. Man, she's awesome. She is awesome. So happy birthday, honey. Let's jump into this stream, man. We got something a little bit different for y'all. And like I said, I've been preparing something for you. So I'm ready. You're ready. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Yo, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Wake up every morning, he blessing me. I'm out here choosing my destiny. He came and took on my penalty, so I'm out here choosing my destiny. Are you out here choosing your destiny? I'm out here choosing my destiny. I'm out here choosing my destiny. I'm out here choosing my destiny. Wake up every morning, he blessing me. I'm out here choosing my destiny. He came and took on my penalty, so I'm out here choosing my destiny. Are you out here choosing your destiny? I'm out here choosing my destiny. I'm out here choosing my destiny. Check it. Yo, slow-mo. Y'all know, only God get the promo. We take risk out in SoCo. Move the gospel, act like you know though. 303 the springs, we hit Pueblo. In his word it will, we on tempo. On the front wheel like an endo. And the phone on the flow like Oladipo. Yo, no doze. And we step up to the line. Running with a trilogy. Made us who we need to be, and we showing love to my city like my peoples. In Christ, he's given us life. Chose to die daily. I gave up the fight like him. Seaborn and him I delight. Given on sight. All my work is just lied. Wake up every morning. He blessing me. I'm out here.
Choose your destiny.
He came and took on my penalty. Yeah, are you out here choosing your destiny? I'm out here choosing my destiny. I'm out here choosing my destiny. Wake up every morning. He blessing me. He came and took on my penalty. Yeah, are you out here choosing your destiny? I'm out here choosing my destiny. I'm out here choosing my destiny. I'm out here choosing my destiny. Yeah.
Choose your destiny.
Thanks for choosing your destiny with us, guys. We are so excited. Like I said, the new song is out today. Go check that out. The link is in the comments. Choose your destiny with me, man. It's going to be a dope stream. Normally, when we do our reviews, I usually give my pros and cons, and then I open up the Discord. But my man RL has been waiting for this since the movie came out, right?
Think, Mark.
Yeah, that's about right. So we're going to do this backwards. I'm going to let RL ask his questions. We're going to talk about everything, and then I'm going to give my negatives and positives and go from there. So shout out to T-Pain too, who gave me the idea to do my music on stream. Duh. Hello, connected. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do first. We're going to do this one a little bit backwards. I want to hear everything RL has to say. Then we'll jump out of the Discord. I'll give you my breakdowns and my final grade. If you guys watched our spoiler review, check it out on our YouTube. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. Yes, we're back on TikTok. What a day to be back on TikTok. Shout out to TikTok finally not banning me. Hopefully they don't ban me over my own song. We'll see how that goes too. But yes, let's see. Let me jump into this, and we're jumping into the live stream. I want to hear what RL has to say first and foremost. Shout out to Bo, who liked the stream. Appreciate that, Bo. I think I owe you a comment back, bro. I think you sent me a message, and I have not gotten back to you yet. I will do so, I promise. All right. So,
Yo, what
here.
up?
Let's see if RL is in here. Is RL in here? I can't hear him.
Yo.
We did not test this part of the stream. We may have to re-bring him in here, but we'll make it happen. We will definitely make it happen. Hopefully I'm not sounding doubled to you guys. Am I sounding doubled? Hopefully it's coming through okay. Aha, that's what's going on there. Okay, let me flip this over for voice chat real quick because I don't hear RL, and I think he's in the chat.
Oh, you hear me?
There he goes. All right, cool. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
I like the song too, man. I like the flow. I like how you did the flow on the song.
I appreciate you, bro. It's been a long time coming. The track's been a long time coming. I know DJ was mad at me. He said, "When are you gonna send me that song so I can chop and screw it?" I'm like, as soon as the rights clears that I can do so. So I can officially send it out to him today. But yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. What did you think of Deadpool and Wolverine?
Seen it 3 times, once on YouTube.
Okay.
It's great, and it was good quality. I'm not saying it was the best quality, but it was great quality.
Oh, really?
Yeah, great quality. I just let me talk about the complaints first.
Okay.
So
Oh, did we lose him?
I don't know. I'm still there. I was trying to go back to the beginning to see where I was playing. Where I was starting my complaint.
Okay.
Okay. Hulk. I didn't like that his only interactions or actions was towards Deadpool
No.
and their fight. I didn't enjoy that part of that clip. In the scene where they're fighting in the car
Mm-hmm.
and the trunk is rocking, I didn't like that. We didn't get to see whatever was going on when that was going on. I didn't like the post-credit scene because it was funny, but I just didn't like that it didn't tie into anything else.
Yeah.
Related. I didn't like how they showed it's 23 final three.
Why did they do that?
It's like, she showed up. She was the last one to be brought out. I thought that was kind of messed up for them.
Yes.
them to put that in the trailer, and then she'd be the last one, as if it was supposed to be a surprise, but it wasn't. Unless you didn't watch the trailer, then it was a total surprise. But uh,
What else?
other than that, that's the only. Yeah, those are the only complaints I have. That's it. Okay, and everything else I loved. Everything else, just I can't stick. That's the only complaints I have. Everything else, as far as that bye bye bye, man, I cannot get that song out of my head, and I can't get like a prayer out of my head. I just I can't. Even if I try, I just can't because I've been waiting for just how they were able to fight during that scene, like going. I'm not going in order of the film, but how they were able to fight to like a prayer, and how they kind of paused. It was kind of a break in between that like a prayer,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of music go up when Wolverine about to put when he put his cowl on, and
Whew.
everything was fire right there. That scene. And that song went with the scene. I didn't think it was going to go with it, but it went with the scene well. And even when them with them holding hands, that song went well. And even well, let me go back to the beginning. Let me start from the beginning. I do like how Deadpool started humming like the end of the Marvel Studios. I did like how he called that out. How he let you know that he's here. He's finally in the MCU.
He's
I love
finally
that.
in. Yeah.
Him digging up Wolverine's grave and getting the skeleton and the body, and then using it to kill all those TVA agents, and then the dancing in between. You can't.
Now you liked that. You liked that he dug up the bones and basically they said they weren't gonna desecrate anything with Logan, and it was like the first thing they did. Did you like that?
Right. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I mean, not him digging up the bones, but I mean, using the bones and him eventually getting the claws, and then him dancing in between. And I was like, that has to be the funniest thing and coolest fights. He was using every part of his bones to take out those guys. And then just the dance break in between. It was just, and I thought that was a good way to say bye. Use that song to say bye to Fox,
Mm-hmm.
where he was before,
Mm-hmm.
and from there, let's see.
Now, what did you think of all of the other Deadpools, the Deadpool core?
Oh yeah, I love that. I did like that. I didn't need to see anybody's face
Yeah.
besides Nice Pool and Deadpool and Dogpool's face. That was it. And I mean, I enjoyed them. I mean, I understand they could only a certain amount of Deadpools could only say certain things. They just let it all. They could have let them all get like speaking parts. So,
Right.
but I did like all them that that long fight scene of that one way fight scene. Because they're taking out all the Deadpools.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Peter Pool being the prime pool. And then I need to go back. Let me go back. So when he first gets to the TVA,
Mm-hmm.
like how they update his suit. I do like that part. I like how he calls out Fox, how he goes to the camera and tells him that he's moving on from Fox. And I like how he sees. I like how the TVA paradox, how he mentions, might have a future in avenging something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How they gave a little spoiler there, and with that Thor is him and Thor. That was a great spoiler. That's a great. At first, I was like, I don't want to see them together, but him being with whatever character he teams up with, and whichever Avenger film is gonna be. Because I'm gonna go off a little tangent about Avengers Endgame and
Yeah.
Tuesday and Secret Wars, but I hope they give him like just 5 minutes just to talk to the crowd, and I hope that he's the only comedic relief. It should only be him. Everything else should be serious.
Mm.
I feel like they should only utilize him for comedians. That's how serious I want 2 films to be. But that's just my dream scenario.
Do you think he'll have a pretty major role in the film? Or do you think he'll just be...
I was going to wait because
Oh, it broke up. One more time.
I was going to wait until I finished talking about Deadpool and Wolverine to get to that part.
Okay, go. Oh, sure.
About that as well. But I do like that we do get to see that crossover with him and Thor. Just how they showed that, how they put that in the film.
Mm-hmm.
They had to do that. I mean, I know that wasn't like an updated shot of Thor, of him and Thor actually together.
Yeah.
Because I know that was like, I think that might have been off of Thor 2. But still, just to have Deadpool and Thor together, I thought that was neat. And then that leads to him getting the suit, and I like how they did with the Mickey Mouse hand, Mickey Mouse hands, the gloves, and kind of kept on going and repeat of what the guy was doing with it. Just kind of poking at some of the stories you hear about Disney.
Yep.
I like that.
Oh my gosh.
The swords and animating swords is update to a suit.
Now, what updates did you see on the suit?
I'm gonna go online.
Okay.
I guess it was more. I don't think it was updates, but it just didn't look as It just didn't look as rugged
Mm.
as the other suits that I've seen him in. I mean, it just looked more. I don't know if you could tell, but it just looked definitely significantly better than the other Deadpool film that came out. It was just, you could tell there was I don't know what the difference was, but you could just tell.
It seemed like they spent some budget on it, though, right?
Yeah, that's it. And then when he brings in when he goes to all the different Wolverines, I like that part. And then there's another part that I didn't like. I didn't like him on the cross. There was no reason for that. Just to get that.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I felt like they could have cut that out and they could have just gave us. They could have cut that out and used the Hulk and the Wolverine. That's where my complaint is. They could have cut that part out. We could have saw him and Hulk getting into it. And this was a great chance to see a rated R Hulk and a Wolf. They had because I can't think of when the next time Hulk is going to be in a rated R film and Wolverine, if he's going to be in a rated R film. I can't think of when the next time this is going to happen.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So I don't know.
Okay.
I thought they
How
could.
right.
I thought they could have taken advantage of that with him and Hulk fighting instead of showing him in the claws because we've seen that picture in the comics. I don't understand why they need to. Why sometimes they need to do those shots. I mean, I thought that one shot where they came out of the bus at the end, that was a cool shot. Whether it was um, the graphics, I mean, whether it was 3D or not, even though I wish they would have put stunt doubles. If they would have did stunt doubles, it would have been fire. But even with the animation to it, I thought it still looked fire.
Yeah.
Uh, they jumped out of the bus together. And I also didn't like that when it was getting bloody in the bus, they didn't show us what was going on inside
Okay.
and how
Okay.
gritty it was getting. Um, I didn't like that part. Other than that, move on from him going to the montage of him going to the different Wolverines, and then when he brings him out in that yellow suit,
Yeah.
that excited. That was. I know he was drunk. I know he's drunk, but I still. And then, well, let me go on from there. They sent him to the Void, and then that fight where he picked him up with the claws from behind
Mm-hmm.
and then slams him.
That was
I thought.
crazy.
And then when they're standing off, when they're kind of yards apart,
Yeah.
his first charge, Wolverine. I thought that was fire. And what he say when he says, "Get your structural sock out." he and then he hit the little board and the two clips popped up and he loaded his gun and he went to work. I did like that. I did. And how they paused, like when they were fighting, how they paused the music and you could
Yeah.
just hear the claws and the sword going at it,
Yes.
and then Deadpool making his jokes.
Yes.
And from there, you see what I thought. My heart raced because I saw that red, white, and blue. My heart was racing. I was like, "Oh my!" But then I heard his voice, and you can tell he did a good job as far as how he sounded because Captain America is more assertive
Mm-hmm.
than Johnny. So he did a great job on doing that, and I like how they let him power up. I didn't think they were gonna let him get that far, but I like how Pyro just took him out because I had to look that up because they said Pyro can control fire, so that's how he got taken out by Pyro. I thought that was fire. And then, oh yeah, another part I didn't like with Sabretooth. I didn't like how they said we've been waiting for that for 20 years. I feel like no one's ever asked for that. I didn't like when Deadpool mentioned that. I felt like that should have been. I thought that's when the Hulk was going to be there. That's what, but I didn't like that part. I thought they could have cut that out because that was pretty quick. That was a pretty quick ending Sabretooth there. And they get to Cassandra's.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, I like her powers. I like how she played with Deadpool's mind.
Yeah, that was neat.
I like that's pretty awesome.
Yes.
And then I like how she just everything was just snapped to her. I like how she did Johnny Storm. Everything was quick. She's really quick.
Yes.
nothing that's slow about it. So
Yes.
I like how well from there, Elias comes and takes them away. Well,
Right.
no, they get on that little machine and it takes them away, and then they meet Nicepool. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yes.
He was funny. Dogpool, I thought that dog was pretty funny too.
Yes.
Him and the dog.
And that just
Uh,
kept going on and on, right?
yeah, that keeps going on. Yeah. Uh, what else from there? Oh, from there, that's when they get picked up. The fight scene happens. Yeah, they get picked up. Oh, I do like that scene when they're sitting in the car and he tells Deadpool about himself. I thought that was great acting right there.
Mm-hmm.
Great fight. That was a great fight too. Um, and then they get picked up by X-23. Uh, Electra. We see Electra, Blade. I can't. I mean, you can't beat it with Blade. And then Gambit. You didn't realize that Gambit was. I didn't. I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be short for everybody
Oh,
because it's been short for. I mean, as far as like what we've seen with the Fantastic Four,
right.
it's always been short for their characters. Like Multiverse of Madness. Reed, he dies pretty quick. Storm dies pretty quick. I assume they're doing that because of they got the film coming up, but I do notice that. But I appreciate Gambit, man. I'm about to make a name for myself. He played that one well. I like he went full Geechee, full Cage.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
took you from moderate to he took you from beginner to moderate to expert,
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
to show you where he could have taken it if he wanted to take it there.
Mm-hmm. You're speaking
He did a real
full
good job.
Creole
He
at
did a
one
real,
point in time.
you said what?
He was speaking the full. Is it Creole?
Yeah,
Or
Creole. I say I call it Geechee.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but he took it from because I can't understand it fully because he had, but you could tell that he could take it there if he wanted to. If he wanted to go full Cajun, Geechee, or or you can understand him, or you could he'll take it to the moderate level. I like how he did that
Yes.
because he made a name for himself. Definitely. And then Blade, I like how Blade how they call how he called out Deadpool for not liking him.
Yeah,
I think he called it out.
yeah. They smashed that rumor.
Yeah, they smashed that. And then I like how we got to see the card being thrown, the card, the
Mm,
light up with the card. I do like that.
mm-hmm.
And then from there, we go from them going back to Cassandra Nova.
Now, what did you think of her? What did you think of the villain of the film?
Oh, I like her, but I don't like the one. I don't like the one-off deaths. I don't like that
Mhm.
because she was pretty good. I just don't like. She was real good. I mean, she was real good. I think she's the best villain out of all three of the Deadpools,
Okay,
and
yeah.
I just don't like how she how it ended. But uh, from there, they go back to Cassandra Nova, and but before that, they're in the car, and they pan up to Blade, and he says what he says about him being in the only Blade, and
He's even taking shots at his the new movie. I couldn't believe that.
I, yeah, I couldn't believe it either, but I did like. I mean, it was they did it at the right time. They did it at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was, I mean, that's the only way you could do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I also from there, what else? They get in there, the fight scene where they're all together. Well,
Uh-huh.
all of them are standing together. Just them standing together, I thought that was pretty tight with Wolverine, Gambit, X-23, Elektra, Blade,
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool. That that's why I had. That's why it's currently my number one right now.
Okay.
It's currently my number one, but I have I did watch Endgame and Infinity War recently
Oh,
because
you're
I
number
wanted to
one
make sure that
overall, like over all of them, not just Phase
overall just
Four.
right now. I mean, when I watched it, when I watched Endgame and Infinity War this past week,
Mm-hmm.
they became my favorites. But as I'm thinking about Deadpool and how fresh it is in my memory, and just Wolverine, the callbacks, and seeing Wolverine, and I think that was the best I've seen Wolverine, and that's the best I've seen Deadpool in Marvel film.
Mm.
To me, I feel like that's the best as far as hand to hand emotion. Even though Logan was very emotional, I mean, this was emotional too.
Yeah.
Uh, the fight scenes, just the combination of characters that I didn't think we would see. Uh, that I didn't think they would introduce. I thought there was going to be more. I thought there was going to be more people, more X Men.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be everybody. I thought everybody from the Fox was going to make an appearance. But I think the most underrated appearance is Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba?
Yeah, you didn't see her?
No.
Yeah, she was Sue Storm.
What?
Yeah, she was in. She was in there. She was an Invincible woman.
I did not see her.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people didn't see her. She was in there.
Wow.
Yeah. And but Gambit, I like how they let everybody shine. They let Blade shine in that fight scene with the sword. Not no, they didn't give him the sword, but he had a short knife.
Yep.
And he had that thing. Remember when he stands in the middle and he spins it,
Yeah. Yep.
and then they let Gambit with the stick and the cards.
Whew.
They definitely, man, they let him rock. I didn't think that they were gonna let him do it, but they let him get to it. And even X-23, I like that. That she cut off Juggernaut's legs from his ankles,
Yes, got him in the Keeleys, right?
and then how I like how Wolverine kind of told what's her name Cassandra about Charles,
Yes.
kind of give her a heart to heart. She was so cold blooded.
Yeah.
He kind of changed her mind, and she did the what's the circle? What did what did Deadpool say? Marvel Circle.
Yes.
What did he say? Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
and I like how she was able to just pick somebody's head up. How she's going somebody's head, and then how she dragged that paradox
By the
by the
face.
head,
Yeah.
by the face.
Yes.
And where do we go from there?
That's pretty much that was pretty much the movie, man. You recapped it perfectly.
Yeah.
What I want to ask you though is again, what about the casting of Robert Downey Jr. and what do you think about the future before I jump into mine?
I was gonna ask you some quite. I had a couple of questions to ask you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not gonna interrupt you either. I'm just gonna ask you questions.
Do
So,
you mind if
well,
we
what do you
throw them
think? What do you think?
in the chats just so I can clip them and all that good stuff?
Yeah.
But like I said, I still want to hear. I want to hear your opinion, though. I want to hear how you feel about Robert Downey Jr. specifically. What are your
Uh,
thoughts on that?
excited because the Russo brothers know what they're doing, and I feel like that with him. And plus, I don't know if you heard about his payday. Have you
Oh
heard
yeah,
about?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
major money coming.
Um, I think I'm excited. The Russo brothers feel like this is where I wanted to ask you
Hmm?
a question as far as how you feel about Marvel characters in their single films versus when they're with the Russo brothers. I feel like I feel like every Marvel character,
Mm-hmm.
you've seen them in their best and their top moment when they're with every Marvel character. I can't say not one character has been cheapened when they've been with the Russo brothers.
Yep. Yep.
Um, so I feel like we're gonna get. I can't wait to see what they actually. I can't wait to see what their take is with Shang-Chi. I can't wait to see how they utilize him
Mm-hmm.
because to me, I feel like this might be controversial, but or some people might not like it. Not controversial. I feel like Black Panther was at his best. Just the tone, the energy, with just well, every character, and the hand-to-hand combat, and just the fighting styles of the techniques of everybody.
Yes.
It was more in tune when you watch the Russo brothers and their power. You got to see them. I mean, you're not. They don't give them the full power up because if they gave people the full power up, they wouldn't be able. It wouldn't look good in that movie for, or how they have the plot and how the movie is because they can end the movie in one setting if you gave everybody their highest form of power. But I do like how the Russo brothers manage that. How they you get everybody, you see everybody's top moments when they're with the Russo brothers. So uh,
There's a reverence for the characters as well.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's why I hope that there's a 1% chance that I know that they're gonna. I know when they say they bring everybody back, you know who's gonna be included. So
Yeah.
I know a lot of people aren't thinking about this, but Madam Web,
You think they'd
she might
really do that?
You might. I don't know. But if they do, I would like to see the Russo brothers take on her. If Russo brothers get their hands on Madam Web and Morbius, then
Yeah.
I feel like that could be fire. Because with Captain Marvel, to me, she was best in Endgame. That was it to
Mm.
me.
Mm.
I haven't seen her. I mean, I can't say, but I feel like that's my opinion. But I feel like when she was in Endgame, she was at her best.
Okay.
But I do want to know what like what are the slate? What's the films in between? Um, are post credits going to cater? Are each post credit scene going to cater to what other characters are up to? Or are we going to start getting hints of what's going on with Doom.
Yeah.
Because they didn't say anything else about what the films are in between. They just said that okay, Fantastic Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four,
Mm-hmm.
Cap, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, and then Secret Wars and Doomsday and sequel. And that Fantastic Four, I think that's going to be pretty good. I do like that 60s style.
Yeah.
I know that they're going to be updated. It's going to be updated version, kind of futuristic 60s style. And I
Right.
do like the fact that they brought Galactus. How they I don't know if you saw that clip of him leaning into the window.
I saw a leaked screenshot, but I haven't seen.
You got well, watching it visually and watching the video, it is fire. I mean, I know it's just a pre-visual because that might all that stuff. It's not really stuff that's not in the film. I think they only showed that stuff for Comic Con.
Okay. Yeah.
That's so I don't know if that was preventing you from watching it. Um, but from what I saw, I thought it would look pretty good.
Okay.
You didn't hear too much from the characters, but you heard how they sounded, and they didn't show you any powers. They just showed you the thing what the thing is gonna look like. I think he looks pretty cool, but you don't see him up close, but you can see his silhouette. I thought that was pretty neat.
Oh man.
And then at the end of the Fantastic Four clip, they show Galactus leaning into a window to the Baxter building.
Does he look
And the
like
way
Galactus? Because all I saw was like the eyes, so I don't know if he.
he looks. I'm definitely gonna have to see that film in IMAX. That's definitely
Oh man.
he looks great. And it's a split clip. It's a split second clip. It's not a long clip. He doesn't say anything,
Okay.
but it's fire. That clip. It's a short clip, but it is fire.
Okay.
And
You think Doom will be at the end?
yeah, I hope so. I hope he's in it. I hope he's in it, but not all the way. I hope he's partially in it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, with Doom, I'm not sure what they're gonna do because I don't know. I mean, is he a Tony Stark variant, or are they gonna let him actually be Von Doom? And I mean, how is everybody are the actors gonna are they
Yeah.
gonna dismiss? Are they gonna have everybody dismiss the fact that he looked like Tony Stark of their universe, or are they gonna completely erase him from existence? As far as do they want us to come in watching Doomsday with that thought in our mind, or is he? It's just the possibilities of where they can take it.
Sure.
But I do hope he's a Tony Stark variant,
Okay.
and I do hope that brings all the OGs back with him signing with him doing the two films. I hope that brings everybody they need to bring back. But I know no one's getting his check. But I know him coming back is going to bring other people back.
Right.
And I'm glad that he came back because even with the Kang, even if it was still Kang, I don't think without the Russo brothers, or even if RDJ didn't come back, I think if you still gave the Russo brothers the two films, it would have been. It was. I think these films would have been fire, no matter who would have played Doom,
Oh yeah.
and even with Kang. But I feel like they had to. I feel like his situation didn't mess anything up, but I feel like it was going to be that film. They didn't set him up right. To me, with King, I didn't like how they set him up.
Sure. Sure.
But I do like how I didn't like, when they announced RDJ, I didn't like how he. I was kind of confused because he put the glasses on.
Yeah.
Eventually, I don't know what that was a reference to, but he did put those glasses on, and I thought that was a little confusing.
Mm-hmm.
And kind kind of could have been a play on the mind, because I know he. I mean, you have to bring him back as 20. You have to bring him back as Stark. I mean,
Sure.
because this would be the last time that you can bring him back as Stark with these two films.
Sure.
Because I can't see doing anything in the future with Doom or Stark after these two films.
Got you. Got you. You think that'll be the end of it, huh?
Yeah, I think that'll be it. I mean, I couldn't see why not, because they have the whole X-Men and they can go that way with Magneto and they got Galactus and they could take it that way with Fantastic Four. They can. There's a lot of possibilities after Secret Wars where they can take it. So I was gonna say, as far as I hope I was gonna ask you, what are your thoughts? Who do you think they're gonna? You think by the end of A Brave New World they'll have some sort of small Avengers team set up? Because I know that's what I'm kind of worried about when it comes to Doomsday and not Secret Wars. I'm not worried about Secret Wars. I'm worried about Doomsday and who's gonna be the Avengers? Are they gonna do what they did in Infinity War and have pockets of people here?
Sure.
Who's gonna be the person who knows about everybody? I mean, I know Doctor Strange probably knows about everybody, but he left. He went somewhere. Are we gonna get an update on? Is he gonna come back?
I'd like to comment on that.
Visuals in here.
oh,
Well, before I bring you in here, let me give wrestling a shot. Is there anything else, RL, though? Before I want to make sure, because RL been waiting for this. Is there anything else you would? Because I'm writing all this stuff down. I'm gonna hit all this stuff.
I do, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I do hope that we do get we get a lineup of who the event. Just a little short. I know a little short team of who the Avengers are. I hope that Cap is aware of who. I don't know who the leaders. That's what I wanted to ask. Who do you think is going to be the leaders? The main guys in Doomsday. In Doomsday, I don't want to say Secret Wars because Secret Wars is going to be everybody, but Doomsday. Who do you think is going to be like the Avengers? Who's going to be that in that line? I know Cap. He's going to be in. Not Old Man Cap. I think he might come in at the end of Doomsday or in Secret Wars.
Okay.
Or maybe even Brave New World against Hulk. You never know.
Exactly.
But
Okay. All great questions. All good questions. Let me bring in wrestling real quick. He's been waiting patiently. Wrestling, you still with us?
Yeah, I am. Now I have not seen the movie yet, but I do have something to say.
Okay. I don't. Oh man, this is the wrong one. I don't want this to spoil anything for you.
No, it's all right. Don't worry, man.
Okay.
I don't care about spoilers. I just enjoy seeing movies.
Okay.
Making my own theory up, so don't worry.
Okay.
So I'm going on Tuesday.
Yeah. Currently,
that's what's planned. I'm going on Tuesday with my brother Harry, and I just want to say, RL, by the way, I'm very excited for this movie based on what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Like, genuinely, I think that this movie, I mean, but all the Deadpools I've seen, both of them, you can't go wrong with them, can you? They're very good films.
Mm-hmm. I
like the fact, based on what RL said, that there's going to be like a multiverse aspect to this. I think that's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot more character-based Marvel films need that to kind of get it more enticing. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see the movie. I know this wasn't ideal because I hadn't seen the movie, but I'm really excited to see the movie. I also just wanted to see how you were and if you're all right. And yeah, pretty much that's it. But as soon as I've seen the movie, me and you will do a separate call and we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Oh, dude, definitely. Go here going forward. We can keep talking about the Marvel stuff.
Sorry if I threw you off there. I know you was talking about the spoilers, but
no.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that I was excited to go watch the movie.
No problem, man. And then let's bring Visual in. Is Visual still with us?
Look after yourself.
All right. Is he still there?
Select. No, I don't see him.
Oh man.
I was gonna say, uh, as far as yeah, the Avengers. What I was gonna ask you, who do you think is gonna be that lineup?
Mm-hmm. Yes, specifically for Doom.
Who you think is gonna get? who you think is gonna get main screen time? I know.
Okay. Definitely. I'm gonna hit all those points, bro.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
All right. All right.
Because I do have questions for you. That's all.
Oh, did I lose him?
Oh no, I'm still here.
Are you there?
Yeah, hello.
RL, you still
Hello?
there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Shows he's still in the live stream. All right. Well, let me. This is why I'm glad I wrote down some of his thoughts, man. First of all, we want to give a huge shout out to RL. If you're back with me, man, if nothing else, throw it in the chat. We'll keep going there. Shout out to RL, who I'm telling you, he had me hyped up for this. That's why I wanted to make this stream special, man, and do something a little bit different. Give our selectors a little bit of time to talk about it and what they're interested in and yeah, like I said, RL was pumped up for this one. Shout out to him. Let's start with some of the stuff he was talking about, man. I guess we'll go into how we normally do things from here. Let's start with the bad stuff. This movie, overall, I liked it a lot. I'm going to throw some jams on here real quick. Both Elmo and I both gave Deadpool an A. I believe she gave it an A+. I've seen it now twice. Yeah, twice, maybe 3 times by the end of the weekend, because it's that good. It's that good. I gave it I'm going to go to an A. I'm not going to put the plus on it. I think Elmo put a plus on it, or a 10 out of 10, really a 10.5 if you put the plus on it. I gave it a 10 out of 10, an A. It's super funny. It's super great as an overall movie. It's what Marvel needed at the right exact time. Yeah. So let's start though with some negatives. Why I can't give it a plus is I don't think it's a perfect film. But this is pretty close. It's pretty close. Some of the negative things, and again, spoilers. If you've been here for about an hour with us, you already know this is a spoiler review. But I agree with RL. X-23 should have stayed a secret. That's one of the biggest things that I did not like about this film. If they would have kept X-23 a secret, I think they would have kept all of the major things a secret, which is crazy in this day and age. There was no reason to put her in the trailer, and especially the way they came out. And we're going to get to the cameos a little bit later. But that was if they would have just kept that. And I know she was on the red carpet, but she had already, let's just be honest, she already lied and said she wasn't going to be in it. Her showing up on the red carpet would have been nothing. It would have just been like, hey, obviously I wanted to see the movie. There's plenty of people that walk the red carpet that aren't in the movie that we know of anyway. There's so many Deadpool variants that who knows, right? The other thing that, for me, with my belief system and whatnot, that it bothers me, and I have to mention this, is, first of all, I saw some people bring their kids to this movie, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you gotta be age appropriate. This is not a movie for kids. Deadpool's never been a movie for kids, and I understand it's under Disney now, but this is not a movie for kids. My kids probably won't see this until they're 18 years old if I have anything to do with it. No way. But there's a lot of blaspheming in the movie. The whole Marvel Jesus thing, the whole Wolverine on a cross. RL brought that up. The Marvel Jesus thing, it still makes me go, I wish we didn't have that joke. But the Wolverine on the cross thing, I let go a little bit because it is a comic book cover. When they're going through all of the scenes and all of the different Wolverine cameos, there is a comic of it's just skulls and it's Wolverine, and it's not on the Roman cross as much as it is on an X. Don't love the imagery either. I get it, and I'm with you on that. But I let that one slide a little bit more because there's a precedent for that in the comics. Another thing that I didn't love about the movie is no explanation on where Domino and Cable were. Now, Cable was such an important part of 2. Domino was a great addition. I believe Domino wasn't asked back, but I needed some reason why she wasn't back. It would have made more sense to have her back instead of his other little buddy who ended up being like Deadpool's Robin. Or Dopinder, make him the essential part, right? He's been here since Deadpool 1. Dopinder should have been his Robin, you know what I mean? But yeah, I needed more of an explanation there. That was something that I felt was pretty vital, because when you watch these movies back to back to back, as we will, it's going to be like, well, what happened to them, you know? RL brought up another good point. Sabretooth should have come back for a better fight. Now, I know that was Sabretooth from X-Men 1, and there is something to be said about that. That's cool. But if you're going to take out that Sabretooth, and there was the line in the original movies where he says, you know, how are you going to kill me? Of course, this is young Sabretooth. Wolverine says, I'm going to start by trying to take off your head, and that's how he defeats older Sabretooth. And I get Wolverine's older. Sabretooth would be older. But they should have brought back younger Sabretooth again, because there's multiple variants in the Void. So they should have brought back younger Sabretooth and even been like, didn't I already take care of you? Like, that would have been a great way to do some kind of variant kind of thing. I don't know. I think it was a missed opportunity.
Bruh.
Speaking of variants, I can't help but notice that there are some recasting things in the movie. Vinnie Jones as Juggernaut. Juggernaut plays a significant part of the story. All the cameos really do. They did not bring back everyone. And I understand it. We're living in a world of variants. But it would have made so much more sense if it was the actual guy. Psylocke is not played by Olivia Munn. And again, she plays a pretty vital role where she uses her laser whip to rip X-23 down. We wanted to see, if you're going to do those cameos, it's got to be the right people in that case, because you've got a lot of other people, Blade, who are, they're reprising their roles. You know, you got to get those people, or you got to find someone who will work in those situations.
Nope.
And then the last thing was the post-credit scene. The post-credit scene was meh. I get that they were trying to, it's a joke. But if you think about the other post-credit scenes, the post-credit scene in the first movie where he's making fun of Nick Fury was pretty good. That was pretty good in the first movie. The second one where, again, that's where he was jumping from timelines and stuff. It obviously set up this whole third movie. Another great one. I understand Marvel's in a little bit of a flux, especially when they're filming this movie. But something should have happened to just move that story a little bit more. You know, even if it was, well, I wonder if I can find some more adamantium, and that leads to, the next Captain America movie. Just something a little bit more in there besides making Chris Evans look ridiculous. I understand it was Deadpool. You know, I get it. Everything else in the movie is amazing. One thing that makes this movie so great is there are a lot of comic book panels in this movie. And I think somehow, some way, Marvel movies have forgotten that. That's what makes the movies to the hardcore fans mean so much. You know what I mean? Is when we get to see those panels come to life. And I think that's why even the cameos of all the different Wolverines works, because those are comic books.
Yeah!
You know, Wolverine being comic accurate height, the Cavill Wolverine, I mean, he's still on the motorcycle. There's comic books of that, right? One thing that didn't quite work for me, and it did at the same time, was the Hulk scene. I know RL said he didn't like that one, but it's right out of the comic book where Wolverine's claws are out, and in the reflection, you see Hulk. I thought that was awesome. The problem with that scene is it's not Green Hulk in the comic book. In the comic book, it's Gray Hulk. I believe that's so. There were little adjustments. I get it, but why those scenes worked is they're familiar to us, and I loved that stuff. It worked. Another thing that I really liked was once we get to the Deadpool core, he got his wife and his kids in the movie. How cool is that? Blake Lively did play Lady Deadpool. You couldn't tell by her voice unless you really know her voice. Of course, she didn't take off the mask. I don't think she should have because they'd had to do makeup. Even the joke Deadpool makes earlier with Chris Evans, it's like they rip his skin off and everything, and it's like, man, what he was doing to the budget was crazy. Like, it's just stuff like that, man. Really, those jokes will hold up because they worked. Another thing with Chris Evans playing Human Torch, I love that they did the dual identity thing. And it was like, oh, it's going to be Cap. But it wasn't. He was Human Torch. But you could tell in his voice, and this is how good Chris Evans is. Chris Evans' voice, he doesn't sound like Captain America. And RL pointed that out. He sounds more like his Johnny Storm. He's much more, he's not so big and gravitas and you know, he doesn't carry that mantle. He's just like a hothead. Like everything is just, he's just saying exactly what he's thinking. And I like that little touch. You see that a lot with Gambit too, and we'll get into Gambit a little bit later. I liked Cassandra a lot, but I do think in this movie she had to be a one-off. And the reason that I think she had to be a one-off character is she's just way too powerful. She's just way too powerful. And I've noticed as Marvel, especially with the Russo brothers, they're starting to go, okay, we got a little too crazy with power sets. And this is the problem with DC. It's always been the problem with DC, is it's very hard to do early on Superman and Batman. Because once you introduce Superman into Batman's world, Batman's awesome, but when you introduce him, Superman and Batman, it's really hard to justify them fighting each other. And it's very hard for them, to me, to fight side by side without powering down Superman or powering up Batman. And it's the same thing in Marvel. It got a little bit crazy. Guardians worked because they were in outer space. Thanos, fine. But when we got to Scarlet Witch, you know, doing all this crazy stuff, you eventually got to take her out. Because if not, even Captain Marvel, that's the problem with Captain Marvel, is in every movie, if we have Captain America, why wouldn't he just call Captain Marvel and be like, yo, this is a regular bank robbery. Can you come help me take these dudes out and be done with it? You know what I mean? So it really, and that's the cool thing is Hulk, Red Hulk being in this new Captain America, he should be calling somebody to come help him out, right? Unless he's going to take the serum, which I doubt. He needs some help. He needs some milk.
Finish him.
Let's see. Let's talk about the cameos. Let's talk about the cameos, man. Gambit, Elektra, Blade, talk of Daredevil dying. They just nailed that scene, with the exception of X-23. And I loved her portrayal. She's great. So there's no fault of her own. That whole scene is one of the best Marvel scenes ever. It's got so much in it. There's comedy, there's drama, there's and let me name it off. There's comedy with Gambit. First, the connectivity between Gambit and Wolverine. If you've watched the cartoons, there's always friction there, right? There should always be friction there. And there was. Gambit's dialect, as RL brought up, there were different levels to the dialect. My wife and I both said while watching the movie, you might greenlight a Gambit movie. I would not be opposed to seeing that for 2 hours. He was so fantastic. Even the costume, he looked almost like he was wearing a muscle suit. He was so big. The way he threw cards, I thought we weren't going to get the staff. And when he brought the staff out, man, I was just like,
I demand a worthier opponent.
like nobody is beating Gambit. He was so great. Elektra, they made cool because she was terrible in that sequel to Daredevil, and I like how they killed Ben Affleck's Daredevil off. It made sense. We explained it. The biggest cameo in the movie is Blade. Blade is now the longest running Marvel character. Yes, outdoing Hugh Jackman. Because Blade is the one who started all of this for Marvel. And to have Wesley Snipes come back and play that role was incredible. It was incredible. I mean, he might as well have said,
Was really good.
he was just fantastic. And I like that he was a little bit older. They wanted their final stories. By the way, I don't think they're dead. I don't think they're dead because if Eliath came and ate people, but who survived that? Cassandra did. I think only the people who actually died by the hands of those four are actually dead. Now, they could leave them, and we never see Elektra and Blade and all of them again. But there's room. You could easily say that they got out. You can easily say that, and it wouldn't be a problem. The movie, it's just fantastic. The jokes were there. I do agree with RL on the final scene is amazing. I really like Nice Pool. I love Dog Pool, the whole thing. The final scene where they're fighting all of the Deadpools. It's a love-hate thing. I think that's one of the best scenes. It's one of the best scenes in the movie, and I think it's one of the best scenes in a Marvel movie. There's so much action in there. It is sad that it does look a little CG'd, and it does look a little like a cop-out when there's just blood everywhere and you don't get to see all of the Deadpools. I wanted to see more of them. But then that's immediately erased out of your mind when they jump out. And I'm telling you, when I said earlier, they hit the superhero poses. The way Wolverine came out of that bus, man, I was just like, that is Wolverine 100%.
Okay, I like it. Picasso.
I just don't think there was a better shot, you know. And they played it up for gags, obviously. But it was just done so well. One thing we didn't talk about was how they completed the circuit. It made sense logically that both these characters can heal, so they found common ground. Like literally, they were the common ground to ground out the powers to stop Cassandra. And I like that it wasn't about beating her physically, because you're not going to do that. They had to do something more than that. And if it would have, that, you know, making that connection would have killed Deadpool or killed Wolverine, them coming together, there was a purpose for them to come together and actually make this thing work.
Another one.
It just, there's plot holes, but I think they tied a lot of that up. There was one other thing I wanted to get to before I went back to my rankings, and I'm running out of time because I got to go spend time with my wife for her birthday. Let's see. There's one other thing in my notes. Cassandra was too powerful. Oh, I have another theory. I have a theory I want to throw out here. Head pool. The head with the spinner on top. Do you guys think that that's the same head from Wolverine Origins? It looked like it to me when I first saw Headpool, and when I walked in, I've got a popcorn bucket. We've got a video coming out for that too. They had the Headpool, and I looked at it and I was like, that looks like it's the same head from the first movie. I think that's what they did there. You can kind of tell because the eyelids have been removed. I think that's Headpool. He'd have to confirm it. Ryan Reynolds would have to confirm it, but I think that is Headpool. Headpool is from X-Men Origins Wolverine. I want to jump into comments. I probably got like 10 minutes left. Let me jump through these rankings real quick, and I'm going to jump back to comments real quick before we end out here. Bear with me here. Selected for like 30 seconds. I got this pulled up and ready to go. So where do I rank this movie? Where do I rank it? I know this might be controversial itself as well. If you guys don't know, we did a ranking of all the Marvel movies. And basically since Phase 4. Are you ready? I think you guys are ready for this one. Please don't say
You suck.
I'm doing my best on this one. All right. I actually have this movie topping Spider-Man No Way Home. I think this is the best movie since 2021 in this phase, right? So that brings us to The Eternals, Doctor Strange, Black Widow, Thor, Ant-Man 3, The Marvels, Wakanda Forever, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Deadpool and Wolverine. And why did I put it over? I know a lot of people want to know that because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. No Way Home is really good. It's rewatchable. I think Deadpool and Wolverine is more rewatchable. I think the cameos made more of an impact. As much as I love Andrew Garfield in there, they helped him fight, which was cool. But that's kind of it, right? Whereas to me, yes, the cameos help Deadpool fight, but it's without them, the story doesn't move forward. I think Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Peter number 1, he needed those other Spider-Men, but their role was kind of reduced compared to what Deadpool and Wolverine did. And then the overall story for me just worked. Deadpool and Wolverine's story just worked for me. And yes, like I said, there's plot holes. But at the end of the day, Deadpool and Wolverine had certain moments that are what I call Captain America hammer moments. When Captain America gets the hammer in Endgame, and when he finally says Avengers Assemble, those are moments that are cinema. And I think when Wolverine, when Wolverine pulls that mask over his face, I don't think you can recreate that moment again. It's one in a lifetime. I think that moment is number 2, because I think the reaction to Cap is still my number 1. But when Wolverine pulls that mask over, that's 1A or 1B. It's right there with it. There's not going to be too many moments like that, or will there? Or will there be? I don't know. I think Marvel's going to be... It's going to be a lot. It's going to take a lot for them to get more moments like that, because when he put that mask on, man, I freaked. I actually went the whole movie forgetting that he didn't have the mask on. And so when he did put it on, and his explanation for why, that was another big thing. I really I loved it. I loved it. That's the ranking. Let's talk about the future here with 5 minutes left. Let me pull my notes back up. Where do we go from here? Brand new world. RL asked me, who's going to bring them all together? Who's going to be in it? I think Captain America is going to have to bring some of the Avengers together. I think he's going to get Bucky. I know he's going to get his Falcon to come and help him out. I think that's what the movie's going to, on the backside, kind of be about, is him at least starting to make the connections. I don't know if he'll actually bring everybody together, but he's going to help. And I wouldn't be surprised if we got a cameo in that movie of Patriot joining the Young Avengers. Stuff like that. I think that's going to be a world-building movie for sure. Thunderbolts with an asterisk. We still don't know about that. I think that's going to be the one that we all kind of go, okay, all right. But it depends on if we get X-Men introduced in Thunderbolt somehow. I know, what is his name with the S? He's basically Marvel's Superman. Oh my gosh. I can't think of his name offhand. He's definitely going to be in that in some form. We may have to do another talk where we bring Arl back on to talk about Doom and Kang. There's a controversy now, I think, by having Robert Downey Jr., having Ezra Miller, and then removing Kang. I know, shout out to Clue, who didn't want to join us for spoiler reasons, obviously. It doesn't quite seem fair. And I'm excited about Doom. I'm okay with Robert Downey Jr. playing Doom. But it doesn't really seem fair to me that Kang is replaced for having a bad past. But Robert Downey Jr., he got a shot. Ezra Miller. That's a little more political, but it does bother me to a certain degree. Then we got to talk about Galactus in Fantastic Four. I did see the Fantastic Car. It was in Deadpool as well, the comic accurate one, which was really awesome. I've seen just like a quick screenshot of Galactus. I didn't even get to analyze it. But Fantastic Four, I've totally 180'd. I'm on board. Let's do it. I want to see Doom as the post-credits scene. I'm all about it. Let's not forget, too, that Silver Surfer's going to be in that, too.
It doesn't matter what you think.
I think there's a lot of goodwill towards that movie now. When we get to Secret Wars, I need a Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man Wolverine moment. Even if it's just a look, I need that moment to happen as we're looking into what's going to happen in the future. And then what do I think is going to ultimately happen? I think we're going to, I know they announced Doom. I know they announced Secret Wars. I think where we're going after Secret Wars, I know this is maybe 10 years from now, but I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is done. I think what we're going to get is Robert Downey Jr. is going to be like Kang in the sense that there's going to be all these different versions of him. And we're actually going to get him as the Beyonder, and we're going to get X-Men versus Avengers. I think we will see the old school Avengers in Secret Wars. I don't think they're going to play a major role. I really don't. I think they're going to show up in the end and help. And that is actually going to lead us into X-Men versus Avengers. How much time do I got? I have 2 minutes. Let me hit RL's questions. Anything else? He said, let me back in. Let me go back in here. Doom has to make a great entrance like Thanos in Infinity War, 100%. Doom could kill Happy Hogan or Pepper in front of Tony's daughter. What do you think should be his intro? Oh, that would be good. Because they do need to get rid of Pepper somehow now. Hugh Jackman showing off his ass, believe me. I would too. I like how Elektra dismissed Daredevil. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Secret Wars says every Marvel character come back for this film. No, I think it's going to feature this new Avengers team because they want that to lead into the future. I think we get like Cap and Thor and all of those guys, the main OGs back at the end. Something I want to point out that I agree with RL on is the Russo brothers taking care of the characters well. I think you can argue that the best depiction of Black Widow was actually with the Russo brothers in Winter Soldier and Civil War. She's amazing in both those movies. So definitely points for that one, RL. You did like the Hulk scene because Hulk was there. Yeah, and even though it wasn't comic book accurate, that's another thing I was going to put out there. Maybe the reason that we didn't see that fight and why he only interacted with Deadpool, Hugh Jackman said he would like to fight the Hulk. What if we got the movie? Cap will need an Avenger team to fight Red Hulk. He can't do it by himself. I don't think so, unless he takes the serum and we go back into that. DC is fixed in telling once that Batman 2 and Joker film series is done, DC Studios will be in full locomotion. That's the problem. I don't know if I want Batman and Joker to end. Because arguably, those are some of the best. Under the Dark Knight itself, those are probably the two best films they've put out. Biggest cameo was Jessica Alba as Invisible Woman. I got to go see that again now. Do you think Wolverine should be in Doomsday? No. I think maybe they do a special presentation, kind of like Werewolf by Night, and it's Wolverine versus Deadpool, or Wolverine versus Hulk. I'd watch an hour long. It's just Wolverine searching to stop Hulk. Like, it takes place after Captain America, and Ross has sent Wolverine to stop Hulk or recruit Hulk, and they end up fighting, and it's just a special presentation. That'd be amazing. Who does Doom kill to make a statement that he's here, like Thanos did with Loki and Thor? I think Pepper is a great idea. And what emotional weight would it be for the fans, right? We're seeing Tony kill Pepper. That'd be crazy. I need a Deadpool and Captain America moment. Yeah, he's got to salute him again. Arl said, let me jump back in for 30 seconds. Okay. And then we got to end on that, man. I got to get to my wife's birthday. She's allowing me to stream on her birthday, which is crazy. What a wife. Let me see if I can't get back to Discord. Discord. may have missed him. Dang it. All right. Well, shout out to RL. Probably I missed the comment. Well, the comments were way down while I was talking. Shout out to RL, man. We're going to be talking about this all the way. Like, doors are open. We can talk about Deadpool and Wolverine going forward now. I just wanted to give this enough time because this is the only Marvel movie coming out this year. We're not going to cover Wanda, or what is it called? It's basically the Salem Witch Trials. I'm going to probably skip that show. That'll probably be the first Marvel one I skip. And maybe do some cliff notes on. Is RL back?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, man.
He's back. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I appreciate it.
Flip over. I can't hear him. What is going on? You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm
still here.
Okay.
Hey, I appreciate it. Just want to hear your prediction on Doomsday Avengers. Who do you think? What do you think is going to be in the lineup?
Oh, the lineup for that. Let's see.
Who do you think is going to be the leader? Because I know Fantastic Four are going to be in Secret Wars and Doomsday. Do you think? Because I know they're going to establish Richard Reed as the smartest man, and I know Cap. If Cap is Cap, he has to have his place within that. I mean, if Sam Wilson is going to be Cap, he's going to have to find his way in that leadership role. And I know I want to see it if they're going to have either him and Reed bump heads, or either it's going to be Doctor Strange. Because right now, who do you think is the most powerful person in the MCU that's currently on Earth in 616?
That's such a great question, man. I think there is an episode of Marvel's, what is it called? Avengers Assemble, where I think it's a Black Panther and Captain
Great show, by the way.
Oh man, that show is amazing. They're kind of fighting over the leadership role there. I think that's primarily what's going to happen in Doom, is that Cap is going to start trying to bring these folks together. And that's going to be his role. And I think ultimately he will be the leader. But I think there's going to be basically a big four this time. Okay? It'll be Reed. It'll be Captain America. It'll be Shuri. And it's going to be...
Yes, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. And it's going to be Captain Marvel. And I think the four of them are going to have issues with each other, where I think Cap and Reed are going to be kind of the cooler heads. And then Shuri's going to be, like, my brother was a leader, I'm the leader. It'll be kind of that thing again where it's like their royalty. Captain Marvel's going to be like, yo, I'm the most, outside of Cap, but she might be like, I'm the veteran on the team. Like, I'm the leader.
Right.
So I think that's going to be...
I think you might have to add, did you say Strange or Wong? Or did you say either of them? And on that team, you said four.
No, I think... Now, those will be the ones fighting amongst...
Those will be the ones, okay.
Yeah. I think Strange will be the one to kind of settle it. But it depends on if Strange shows up anywhere else. Because right now, this is kind of the problem with the Phase right now. Strange is kind of on a path to be a villain. Like, he's got his third eye open and he's going to help Homegirl. Like, Strange is not in a good place.
Right.
So I could see Strange coming in maybe on the back end,
That's why there is something a little kind of scary about the lineup leading to Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Yeah.
because there's like plot things that haven't been taken care of, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the announcement is as far as movies coming up. So I'm just waiting on that. They say they'll mention that in D23, so I'm just waiting for that. But let me say this real quick. DC, I know once they clear out, once they get done with the Batman and the Joker,
Mhm.
I feel like they're gonna take off. I mean, I know they don't have any known actors, but I just feel like they're gonna he has a plan,
Yeah.
and it's the same just like how Feige
Mhm.
and how Feige planned it out. And because after Secret Wars, I mean, do you have everything set up? I mean, does he have everything set up
I
as
think
far
so.
as Feige? I think he does. But as far as with, I know Superman, it comes out next year with Fantastic Four, and they've already been done. They've already
Mhm.
been done shooting, and Superman has to do great. And I know that there's a lot of cameos in the Superman film, and this is the film to set off the DC studios.
Yeah.
Even though I know there's other DC characters, I mean DC films that they're putting out there that aren't tied with the DC studios that Gunn has, but I feel like once those are finished, even though those are great by themselves, I feel like once we get into the motion of that Superman, because I feel like that one has to, I feel like this Superman has to be the best out of all Supermans for this franchise's studio to take off.
And the
So
best
there's a
thing
lot.
it can do is not do Justice League. I
Right.
don't want Justice League. Do what you're doing in Superman. The one thing, even though again I think it looks bad
Eventually,
so far,
though,
eventually, but where
wait, I
DC
would like to
can
just
outdo Marvel is do some team ups. Give me this Superman movie and have the characters pop in and pop out. Right? Mr.
yes.
Terrific's there, establish Supergirl, you can do that. But if we're going to do any kind of team ups, it needs to be, I think, like Deadpool and Wolverine, where if we're going to team up, it needs to be two characters. It's Green Lantern and Green Arrow. You know what I mean? And they team up for a while, or it's Cyborg and one of the Teen Titans, or give me that and let's build. Like you've got
I feel,
time, build.
I, I do understand. I understand what you're saying, but I would like a justice. I would like for. I want to see what the big. I would like for how I like how Marvel has it set up with the big bad and all that. And
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see DC do that, and I feel like there it has to be leading to something. I know how he has it planned out. It seems like it's leading to something. I don't know what it is, and there's no leaks yet because you
Yeah.
can't figure it out because he hasn't put out all the films, and we don't know what is going to happen at the end of these films and
Yeah.
who's to come next. But I know Superman, you can't play with that one. That's
And to me, what you do is for this first, let's call it a phase. Why not do Injustice?
oh yeah.
I think you don't do a Doomsday or a Brainiac or I don't want any of that. I want the bad guy of the first phase should be Superman. Nobody stronger than Superman. And literally Superman, they kill off Lois or whatever, and they gotta go stop Superman. And that's what brings the Justice League together. And then phase two, now phase two is all about how do we live in a world with good Superman. Just give me some character development. Don't just start out here and then we got Brainiac brainwashing people and we're in outer space and Because it always leaves Batman in a bad place. And I don't want hulked out Batman. Do not Hulk out Batman. I like the small, contained, give me detective. That's why the Batman works. Is he's Batman. I understand he's Edward Cullen. I get he sparkles in the sun. But he's a detective, and that's what I want to see from Batman. Bring in, like I said, Green Arrow and Batman. Let me see some grounded stories. I don't know. Peacemaker maybe. But oh gosh, that's my time. I better go, bro. I gotta get to this birthday party.
All right, man.
All right, thanks, RL. I could go on all day, but if I continue, I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble. Shout out to Mrs. Select Screen. Guys, go stream the song called
Choose Your Destiny.
Choose Your Destiny. It's out right now, pinned in the comments. I appreciate RL. Visual, I don't know what happened to Visual. I want a Visual to get in on this stream as well. Shout out to Wrestling and everybody else who checked out the stream today. Deadpool, A from me, A+ from Elmo 172331. Guys, this has been a lot of fun. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be kind to one another and
remember
to
choose your destiny.
My name is Select Screen, and I'm out.